nowadays with the options you have and with the connectivity and the resources to meet people, the truth is, like, there's not really that much of an excuse for you to be with people who firstly aren't your favorite people, and secondly don't really want you to succeed.
Yeah. I think a big realization as you grow up is realizing that the people you considered your friends were just situational people. Like, you guys just had one thing in common. You saw each other a lot. Like, you grew up together and you went to the same school, but these people are not there because of you. They're there because, like, the school put you in the same classroom. And sure, in our case, right, that obviously that the situation developed a relationship, but then it went beyond that, right? It went to a point where, like, you have love for this person, right? But it's funny when you, like, come to realize, shit, like, this person is, doesn't really care too much about my success, doesn't really care too much about my happiness. They're just situational friends. They're just looking to have fun. And as soon as they see their own insecurities, their own insecurities exposed, right, by some of the stuff that I do. For example, if I choose to level up, it really doesn't land well with them because maybe they're insecure about that, or they don't want someone to level up and someone they grew up with, and they feel bad because they're not doing shit. That's when you realize. And the biggest thing for me has been realizing that, when someone you consider your friend generally cannot show happiness for your own successes, like, that's the biggest seller. And it sounds very cliche and it sounds very obvious, right? But sometimes it's subtle to pick up. It's like they might show they might smile or something like that, right? But inside they're hurting. And sometimes they generally want to, like, be happy for you, right? They might feel like, they might generally want to show happiness, but they cannot. And unfortunately, like, that's not going to work, because it's just it's so tough to have that type of friend in your circle.
Definitely, man. And I think, a lot of it comes down to, firstly, not being comfortable with the fact that you're leveling up and they're still where they're at. But there's also the element of envy, right? Of, like, seeing you and being like, oh, I could have done it if I did this, or I could have done that. But you're not, in the end of the day, right? But this concept of situational friends is something that really, like, for me, at least personally, since, the last 4 years or so, since leaving school and really coming to see different friends from different phases of my life, I really came to understand this, the significance of this, right? And the fact that, there are people, as you said, who just happen to be there at the same time in your life, and you guys had fun together, maybe, like, in a project or in school, you had some banter and all these things. But, like, in the end of the day, do you really like them for them, or do you just like them because of the shared experiences you had, Yeah.
It's tough, and also a lot of the, one of the things that you come to realize is because some friends are also, they're not just situational, but they're interest based, right? So what I found is, if your friendship doesn't go beyond an interest and cannot withstand you guys kind of, like, finding different interests and doing, like, different stuff and still being core friends, finding different stuff and not spending as much time and still being really, really good friends, that's another sign, right? Obviously, you can have people that you just, they're in your network, in your proximity, because you share a bunch of interests and you guys do, like, similar stuff. But I feel like, for me, a really close friend is someone that we don't have to be doing the exact same thing, but we still connect over just life in general, and you're still there for this person.